Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kaiserreich. We did it! We won! And it only cost us some land, I think. I don't know what. It said that the Chileans got a land. Anyways, we can support the Workers' Congress of America. I think that's probably worth it. Boop. We can... I don't think we can take that anymore. Did we miss anything big? It looks like the answer is no. No. Nope. Nope. Convoy. Naval base. Research. Yeah, I don't think I missed anything significant. I would have liked to finish that, but the revolution is successful. Well, finish this, but then we'll revolution is successful. Oh my gosh, look how many guys we have. Not very many. I suspect the Paraguayans might be unhappy with us. Let's see. Grab a Grand Doctrine. And get elite special forces. How many forces do we even have? We've lost a lot of our guys. Interesting. Okay. Well, they canceled it for us. Volunteers were called. The revolution is successful. Against all odds, we stand triumphant. Our country may be rebel, and people may need to adapt to this time, but let's not forget that it was us, workers, who got the country up and running. And as such, we'll do it again. We leave the Southern Syndicalist Alliance. We are integrating everything. We should definitely grab maybe a person. Maybe army experience gain? That actually seems pretty good. We don't need reduced advisor cost. I am considering this. More factory output's probably good in the long term. In the short term, army guy. And also, probably want factory construction speed. Yeah, it seems good. Alright. And we can probably select a Grand Doctrine. I think Elite Special Forces is probably fine. The sub-doctrine for Mountaineers. Eyes and ears. Okay. Portugal's joined the Entente. Portugal's also lost all of its Middle African colonies, which is interesting. Our allies in Chile have returned some of our proper lands to us. Great. Oh, nice. They gave us back Tierra del Fuego, the land I forgot to claim. We also have Navy. Yay. Look at that. We've got a Navy. I'm annoyed that I lost forces, though it isn't clear to me why. Well, at least I kept some of the guys with medals. I think it's probably just part of the winning the situation. Anyways, Ecuador's been annexed. That's crazy. I guess that makes my life easier. Chile, they just gave it back to us! Chile asked for Tierra del Fuego. Okay. Our comrades in Chile are asking control of the state of Tierra del Fuego as reparations for the help in their war against Argentina. It's worthless. They can have it. Never. I mean, you gave it back to us. It is literally worthless. There's no value in owning Tierra del Fuego. It's like literally valueless. Never. No. It's mine. You gave it to me. You can't ungive it to me. Italian Civil War resumes. Will Italy ever find peace? It's party time. Did the Venetians lose? It looks like they did. Okay. Writer Leopoldo Lugone is found dead. The famous Argentine writer Leopoldo Antonio Lugones has been found dead in a resort in the town of Tigray. When the investigation was carried out, it's clear that the cause of death was suicide. Reason of death was suicide, as Lugones had ingested a mixture of whiskey and cyanide before passing. Lugones had fervently supported the Liga Patriotica in his final years, and his suicide still came as a shock for the right-wing establishment, while they don't exist anymore, who found legitimacy in Lugones' political writings. As the founder of the SADE, the preparation for his funeral was fallen to them, and with it, proposals for turning his birthday of its founder, and one of Argentina's most influential writers into a national holiday, quickly gaining traction. A strange death for a strange man. Alright. Massive anti-government rallies. Despite the fact that our armies have liberated the populace from their bourgeois oppressors, many have taken the street to protest their takeover, especially as they consider the country's been taken over by tyrants. Many political parties like the UCR, PDP, PDN, and the UCRA continue to stroke those fires even further, even calling for this a return to the old ways the PAN had kept a fraudulent grip on the country not even 2 decades earlier. While the forces are already in the field, trying to disperse the protesters, it's clear that outside the traditional industrial proletariat, we lack any significant support. In order to solidify our administration, we'll need to improve our legitimacy, just like we did in Patagonia when the revolution began. Improve the nation, we're not just another tool of oppression against the people. Call for a retreat, Congress, trade unions. We need to solve this democratically. Alright. Let's see. Election for the 9th FORA Congress Trade Union with the upcoming Trade Union Congress. The FORA of the 9th Congress, a major splinter of the FORA group made up of moderate socialists, has begun their internal discussions to select a delegation. With the revolution coming home, however, the power of the traditionally pacifist and moderate faction of the FORA is waning, with the radicalization caused by the victory of the Frente Obrero. Manuel Baldermo Ugarte has risen to prominence with his revolutionary ideas of revolutionary socialism paired with militant anti-imperialism, as opposed to Alfredo Palacios and Alicia Justo de Monreal, who had become symbols of evolutionary socialism in the Argentina political scene. Not unsurprising for the socialists, it was decided that a vote was to be held, and those emergency sessions called, and the votes of candidates count. The fact that comes out on top is the evolutionaries or the revolutionaries. I think probably the revolutionaries. Yeah. One would think. Upgrade roads. Why, I'd be happy to. Alright. Election of the USA. With the union of the FORA of the 5th Congress, with several autonomous syndicates, the USA has become the major, not the United States of America, has become the main agitator for revolutionary syndicalism in Argentina. With the FOP's victory, it's become one of the main contenders for power in the upcoming TUC. However, the faction has left deep divides on its leadership. The moderate faction, led by the current chairman and now revolutionary hero Antonio Soto, and now statesman and figurehead of the movement Emilio Lopez Arango. They plan on simply passing anarchist reforms, trying to slowly accustom Argentina into anarchist ideas, trying to compromise with existing forces of the country rather than forcing them to comply. On the opposite end sits the faction led by Servino Di Giovanni and Rodolfo Gonzalez Pacheco, whose staunch anti-reactionary stance and strong advocacy for cultural revolution is starting to gain traction in the USA. Regardless of their stance, the Assembly's decision is sacred for both. At the end of the day, a vote is held. See how will represent the USA in the TUC. Soto and Narango, Di Giovanni. I think we are radicalizing, so Di Giovanni. Finland joins the Reichspakt. Candidates in the CUC. The defeat of Bolshevism and the rise of syndicalism severely weakened the Argentinian Communist Party during their infancy of the revolution, but its many advocates managed to keep their ideals alive for long enough to form their own trade union, the Comité de Unidad Sindical Clasista. However, the party started to gain a lot of traction during the revolution. As direct reaction to anarchists, as many in Argentina see them as dangerous, and see the communists as a way to combat them, while still being able to fit into the new revolutionary society. Despite largely being the underdogs for the Congress, their new-found strength has found them be able to have a significant chance of winning the Congress, and as such, the CUSC has opted to not split its votes, and has unanimously appointed Rodolfo Goldi as their leading delegate in Congress. Only time will tell if Goldi's approach to our ideals will be enough for them to come out on top. The legacy of Lenin endures. Fascinating. Anyways, the first National Trade Union Congress. Coming from a direction of Republican democracy, Argentina never had a trade union congress up to this point, and while many are anxious to see this historical event, many are wary of it being simply a masquerade for a dictatorial regime. As case the old Congress open to union delegates, fate the nation hangs in the balance. Congress of Trade Unions starts. As the new trade union delegates begin to arrive at the Congress, tensions are quickly rising between formally politically aligned groups. While no major incidents have been reported as yet, insulting comments, shouting matches, and even some fistfights have been cited between different political militias. Some of the delegates have condemned the violence and the seeming disunity within what's supposed to be a victorious united front, but other delegates have kept their silence regarding the situation. Many outlets are already speculating whether this means full violence will come down the road. Solidarity forever, right? Carlos, Spain has been annexed. Are we in a position where we can start sending volunteers to the 700 wars that are happening? You know, I don't know. Maybe sending volunteers to the Workers' Congress of America might be in our best interest. Probably send these guys. I mean, we can only send one. Other than them, is there anyone else we want to back? The Italianos, perhaps? The Spaniards? I don't really know if I care about the Spaniards. Canadian West Indian Civil War. Or Indian War. You know. I think they might have lost. I don't think I can do much in India. I might be able to help out in... we'll set a Mountaineer Division to each. Did I accidentally send the same? I did. Fate? Let's see. Fate of the reactionary Argentinian regime. The Congress of the Trade Unions has finally opened session with their first proposal during the war. It was pretty much left to each faction to deal with any captured soldiers or civilians, which, while leading to some degree of clemency in several occasions, has unfortunately ended terribly for the captured in several cases, and it's why a united response from the TUC has been deemed necessary. The first delegation to take the stage is Fora, advocating that only the leaders of the Liga Patriotica should be put on trial, arguing the concepts of due obedience, which would absolve most military commanders and civil servants of any connections to the regime unless they were direct members of the LP. This proposal was incredibly unpopular with their Congress factions. It's very popular outside the TUC, as many former civil servants had no choice but to join the new regime or left unemployed in the middle of an economic crisis. The anarchists are next. The next to propose a solution to the regime. Each person, no matter their rank and file, would put on trial individually for their action. If found guilty, would spend either a considerable time in prison or suffer the ultimate penalty for their crimes against the workers. Naturally popular proposal amongst radicals, socialist delegates have protested the implications of the proposal. It was marked the revolutionary movement has become bloodthirsty and oppressive, as the Liga Patriotica was against the workers. Finally, the CUSC, with support of the Internationale, has proposed former members of the regime to be taken to forced labor camps. These camps would be allowed the convicted to work off their sentences and possibly avoid the death penalty, providing useful service to the nation. This proposal seems to be striking a good middle ground. While it's not as merciful as the socialist one, and as harsh as the anarchist one, it's drawing moderates from both sides, trying to draw a compromise. Even the bill has not exactly clarified how long the sentences would be or how the conditions of the camp would be. Whether that proposal or one of the others will finally win out remains to be seen. Chance to serve the people would be the best punishment. I'm sure that will go great for everyone involved. Can I send you volunteer? Wonderful. Okay. I think that the Spanish situation might be doomed. But I have to make an attempt. Heck no. I think probably trying to defend Zaragoza is probably in my best interest. And then, I don't know. The situation seems to be a little bit stronger. Probably focusing on... Just defending is probably fine. Let's see, and we are running into a problem with the Army HQ. We don't have any support equipment, which is troublesome. Should probably start making some support equipment. Fate of the federal system. The second major debate of the Trade Union Congress regards the nature of the federal system in Argentina. As per the Argentine Constitution, Argentina has several provinces that answer to a federal government. While some entities in Argentina are still marked as territories, proposals to turn those into new provinces have been made and were interrupted by the Christmas coup. However, with the success of the revolution, different trade union delegates disagree on what path to follow going forward. The Fora, on their part, proposed that no change should be held. The territories should be considered for provinces like Santa Cruz and Chubut in the south. Chubut in the south should be turned to provinces along with the remaining territories. By contrast, the CUSC said the system should be changed, favors centralization of power, and puts more emphasis on the federal government. Somewhat resembling unitary proposals that appeared during the Argentinian warlord period. Completely opposed to both proposals, USA's proposed system should be abolished, and a new one based around popular council should be formed. While the last proposals created plenty of controversy, delegates should decide which one most beneficial to rule the new government. We're going to expand the federal government. Centralism. Okay. Maybe actually more concerned about the situation down here. Ah, that counts as a division being deployed anyways. Let's see. We'll call these guys the MPs. The MPs should go cavalry, 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 and that's it. Sounds good. Let's see, we probably want to go to Terni. The AI does not know how to use HQs. I am noticing. That seems about right. Yeah. Boy, they sure don't have any clue. Fifth Zili-Fangtian War. The battle begins. How did you end up here? I assume you spawned here? Whatever. I don't feel confident attacking, TBH. I'm gonna speed up slightly. I said speed up slightly. There we go. All right. The fate of the Constitution. The final major decision of the Trade Union Congress. The fate of the old Argentine Constitution. While the restructuring discussion of the federal system, loosely touched upon by the Constitution, Now, far more reaching challenges have been posed by the CUSC. The four, as expected, refused to do anything besides a few amendments to the Constitution to ensure a new coup d'etat, like the one organized by the Liga Patriotica, could never happen again. The CUC, on the other hand, argued the Constitution should be redrafted. While some sections of the original could remain, a new one, reflecting the new character of Argentina, should be created. The USA, unsurprisingly, is opposed to both proposals and decided they'd prefer the nation to simply nullify the existing Constitution and move forward without one. Interesting. Well, I guess they're anarchists, so that makes sense. Instead, encouraging individual communes to adopt the Constitution if they so desire. As the final major subject of the TUC, it's expected Chairman Soto will address some words to the public. After final details of the TUC are dealt with, words that may describe the fate of the nation, we will remake the Constitution. Kazakhstan has capitulated. The Spain situation is not necessarily developing in our favor. The Guominjun? What the heck? Guominjun? What are you guys doing? Anyways. Several things. Boy, I would really like to get some more research. That would be so good. Yeah, we probably want to start on this. Yeah, I'm fine retreating from Tyranny. How we going over here? Oh, badly? Yeah. I think it may be time for us to, sound the retreat, as they say. Yeah. I think Spain is a lost cause. Unbreakable spirit. I think their spirit has been broken. Anyways, we probably should support the Reds here. We don't have a lot in terms of juice. I guess we can send our 2 cavalry divisions. We might want to crack in here. No, it's not going to work, is it? I think we're going to probably shift up to Harrisburg to try to hold that city. The Italians, I'm fine with holding the line that I'm holding. Alright. The TUC closes with Soto's speech. At the end of the TUC, Chairman Soto has come forward and given a closing speech to the event. However, unexpectedly, he has also announced he'll be stepping down in favor of a candidate proposed with the CUSC. With the CUSC having become the dominant wing of the Trade Union Congress, it seems the chairman has seen the writing on the wall and decided that instead of forcing friction between his beloved USA and the now dominant CUSC, he will step down in favor of the majority faction. As such, the new chairman, Rodolfo Gioldi, has been appointed by Soto and will swear into office in the next few days. While many see this as the revolutionary government finally settling down, others worry this may spell even more instability in the future. Only time will tell. It's Rodolfo Gioldi. We did it. We are communists. We probably could go... Would love a research slot. Communists. Let's see. We can join the International. Communist supremacy. Despite having suffered a major setback when the October Revolution failed in Russia, The Argentine Communist Party has managed to reach power regardless and now holds the majority of the seats in Congress. With their shared dream with the Bolsheviks of a new world order under communist boundaries to move far away, this victory has certainly brought them one step closer. 7 days is not very long. I can press buttons. Let's go. Going on a propaganda offensive. All right. Let's go on a propaganda offensive. Let's try to secure the proletariat. Suppress the countryside. Re-educate military officers. We'll try to begin reconstruction. We don't have any civilian factories left. Anyways. Kiva has capitulated. Alright, situation in this situation has not improved, has it? Crap. I don't know. I think holding here is still fine, actually. The Battle of Buenos Aires. While the CUC have attained victory in the TUC, it seems the anarchists are not happy with the results. Disregarding Soto's speech that legitimizes Chairman Rodolfo Gioldi, anarchist militias, led by Severino di Giovanni and other notable radical anarchists across Buenos Aires, have been mobilizing against us. As their forces seemingly put a chokehold in the capital, the chairman has seemingly called for unity from the Casa Rosada. Whether this will be answered by fellow-minded socialists or simply ignored is up to his speculation for now. What is Goldie doing? These all take time. I should probably focus on expand bureaucracy to the north. The relatively successful economic bureaucracy established in the south during the revolution, now that we are in the north, it's high time to begin importing aspects of it to the newly liberated areas of the Argentine commune. Fascinating. Primitivist, huh? He's a weirdo, a real weirdo. I feel like industry liaisons is probably worth spending on. All right. Di Giovanni sieges the Casa Rosata. As Goldie calls for unity have seemingly been thoroughly ignored. The few troops the CUC could muster near the presidential house have fought as hard as they could, before being pushed back the more numerous militias. For now, the hardened revolutionaries have barricaded themselves inside the presidential house, holding radio contact with the forces under siege. General Liborio Justo has decided to take the initiative, asking for reinforcements to be mobilized from Tigre and Mar de la Plata to aid the capital forces. However, while they march to help the capital, the anarchists have begun consolidating their hold on capital city, and Justo has decided to cross the Avenida Park towards Buenos Aires' industrial heartland. However, with the limited forces he currently possesses, two options have been brought forward. He could assault one of the revolutionary armories set up near the Parco Centenario, which would cut off the anarchists from significant assets to increase their numbers, or could secure the Fábrica Militar de Pólvoras y Explosivos in the north, a few kilometers away from the famous Hippodrome, which would cut the anarchists from a major weapons factory. Well, I'll make this decision in the next episode. Bye-bye.